Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon Ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way. I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area and the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it. Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE. Some of the top masks.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can get.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No. Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it. Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top, man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would buy Smash.
Good Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the PIEA High School League. It's week number 3, and we're set for some Fortnite no-build action, brought to you by TEC. My name's Llama77, and I'm joined by the handsome your boy Q. Q, how you doing this afternoon? What can we expect from week 3?
A lot of the same of what we've seen previous. No, honestly, I am really looking to see who is going to be stepping up towards. I feel like right now it's a race for third, right? I feel like first place. I don't want to call it early. It's week number 3. I know they've looked pretty darn good. So is that second place squad. I want to really see who's stepping up behind that, because I definitely feel like there's still enough time for a lot of these teams to be able to make the race for the podium. But honestly, I'm just excited to see what the kids are bringing here today. Thursday is always a lot of fun. I feel like a battle royale always brings something unique compared to a lot of our other games that we have throughout the rest of the week. So great way to wind down things here at PIEA.
And it's not the only new title we've added on to our venture. We've also got Marvel Rivals on a bunch of our other streams. Middle School Rocket League to start up here soon as well. So lots of different titles throughout the week. And of course, our Night Owl streams as well, starting to ramp up into full force as the collegiate seasons mostly hit their midway. But here in Fortnite, as you mentioned, cumulative scoring. So even if you have 1 or 2 bad weeks, can still bounce your way back. But that number 1 squad of Eliminated and Burger, it seems like they just have not had a bad week. So far, sitting almost at 600 points, averaging about 200 points every single week is just phenomenal.
Their only bad game was the one that they didn't make it into the lobby. Literally every other game that they've played, they haven't won them all, but they're usually in that like top 5 sort of scenario, and usually coming with a lot of elimination points as well, which has really helped propel them. You mentioned kind of to a by and large lead right now, sitting at 596. I do believe our second place team, it won't let me sort by points. Come on. However, is right now sitting for Penn Trafford at 372. And South Fayette's only behind them by about 33 points. Quick maths. I grew up in the Midwest. I'm sorry. So I feel like even second place kind of up for grabs. So again, I'm really excited for to kind of see how that group behind that first place kind of lock in today, because it's week 3. Essentially, after today, you're halfway through the semester.
Yeah, and that means halfway through the point scoring opportunities as well. I think for the teams behind third place, though, there's a very exciting race. No one else has truly broken 175, so trying to catch back up and kind of towing that fine line of, okay, maybe we played too aggressive to start out the year, maybe we transferred to a less aggressive style, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe we were too reserved and now we want to go a little bit more in towards that aggression category. And, you know, it's a lot of fun to see all the players out there, but it was a lot of fun to see everybody out at the Land of Steel. Later today, we've got some giveaways to have, so make sure you stay tuned after game number 1 and game number 2 for all those participants of the Land of Steel. We're going to be giving some nice stuff away.
Getting some peripherals, and who doesn't love the free 90 free? If it's free, it's for me. That's for sure. Some pretty cool stuff that we're actually giving out as well. I'll tell you what, we got to take a peek at that wheel, though. I can't read the names until it actually shows us. There's so many entries. I do believe we are just about ready for game number 1. Just a reminder, if it's your first time through, Llama mentioned is cumulative scoring. There's 3 games here today. So you don't have such a great game number 1. You can roll off in games 2 and 3. I think outside of those top 3, we have seen, for the most part, usually every other team will have one sort of kind of fall off game throughout the course of a week. For those teams, though, that are trying to kind of compete up towards, you know, that pack behind the top pack that you were mentioning, though, Llama, today might be a time to really be able to lock things in as far as that consistency. We can see the overhead here, and look at that number at the top. I feel like one of our lighter lobbies we've had with just 57 people.
Yeah, getting a little bit closer to that spring fling number. I know we kind of split those lobbies up into really 2 sets of 40, but throughout the year so far, during fall, we've had up to 100 full teams all the way around, so we'll have to see where things go. It looks like 31 duos, 57 players into the lobby, and as you mentioned, that top team of Burger and Eliminated, we were kind of looking at their stats and kind of seeing how they practice, what their ranked games look like. And this is a team that actually doesn't practice no builds at all. They are only ranked build players, and they are Unreal. No surprise, the highest rank in Fortnite, but it's interesting how they transfer those skills over.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, no builds is just simply gunny different, right? And I mean, if you are competing at the highest levels in builds, yeah, you take away that whole extra aspect of the muscle memory of being able to build your own cover. But also at that level, everyone is able to do that, right? And then it's really about whenever there's an edit or whenever there's not a build that's in place, who can hit that first shot. And that's been where those two have truly been able to shine. One thing I was just thinking about with the fact that we do have the lighter lobby here today, for some of these teams who are trying to maybe move up towards that, pack behind the top pack, they're not going to have as much points available to them as far as the eliminations. And when you do know that you have players of the likes of Burger and Eliminated who are going to continue to run it up, it means they're probably going to want to move up their own sense of urgency here today.
And it's also possible that it could be the adverse of that, where maybe you gain some extra placement points that you wouldn't have gotten, that you would have maybe been contested at from another team as shall they had landed there. And even better from Eliminated and Burger, their location goes gold, meaning the loot is going to be of higher quality for this game. So they're just going to be completely set up, ready to go.
Still early on here. We'll see a couple of engagements. Something tells me with the lighter number, it won't be as much off of the drop, maybe more into that mid part of the game where we'll really see teams moving on in. But as far as for now, Metro Wars will be able to clean up the second of the two, as they will be able to pick up their pair of eliminations. And now for them, it's just about, well, do we want to sit here and continue to loot, or do we want to go ahead and start rotating this way in? They are already inside the zones. They don't have to worry about moving too fast. They are on the edge of it. If they're worried about placement, might want to moving more central.
An area as well that, although it's got some mountainous parts, being in the water is not an area I want to be stuck in. Looks like a player up above them as we get to take an overhead look at the map. A lot of squads already finding themselves inside the zone. For Metro War, it's a 2v1 against Rowboat Trick, who doesn't have a ton of ammo and doesn't have any heals either, but does have the high ground.
Themselves here. Let's see if they can make the play. They are going to try and use this tree as a little bit of additional cover. You figure if you can find opening pick on the first player up, or even just high impact damage, it might be all right. The Port-a-Fort will at least give them some additional cover and give them some a little bit more elevation here as well, trying to see if they can utilize that hang. Excuse me. What? That looked like that should have been hidden, but you know what? Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Here's going to be a Rowboat Trick, though. Now I'm going to look to try and close the gap. I think feeling comfortable in the fact that Metro War is actually closing away. I'm not sure if they aren't aware that Rowboat Trick is by themselves, but they say that we're just going to take this car and we're good.
Trick is going to try and chase him down with a chainsaw. Although they are out of AR ammo, does have that sweeper shotgun with the horizontal spread that could deal some damage. We'll switch over to the scoped SMG to deal some extra damage to the car armor. All this is doing is just bringing in another team. On the horizon, you see BDAR and Dark ready to try and re-enter. That fort dropped across the pond, so Metro War 12 and 13. Of course, Metro War, one of those schools that has just a ton of student talent littered throughout this lobby.
I love to see it, though. You know, this was one of the things that I was looking for when we added this title, because I feel like Fortnite, a game that quite popular with the youth and even, older players as well. But with it being duos, it allows for more teams to be had. And well, we've seen some schools really taking advantage of that, Metro War being one of them. And I think that's just a lot of fun. It allows for us to have more teams involved in the program here at PIA, and that's what it's all about.
Always love to give players a chance to compete, and with under 40 players left to go, competing for map 1 still available for BDAR and Dark. They actually are sitting silent on the edge of this third-party opportunity. Dark has got a really good inventory with those small cells and the med miss. Faney Shaft starting to get 3 or so teams running into it as Jules gets the finish down on 2. That's going to be another jump down from Toki Jazz and Red Killer. This will be a finish onto Jules. We'll see what Galaxy can do.
Right now, Toka Jazz is all by themselves. Red Killer having to try and see if they can get themselves healed back up. It's Golaski that's on the other side. Red Killer playing aggressive despite the fact that they have low HP, and it helps them wipe out this duo. That will give them they need to be able to reset here. They're in Ranger's Rest, so they're not going to have to move. They've got plenty of time. Matter of fact, there's really no one by them, so they'll get a full reset here before it looks like another duo about to be pulling up.
It's a huge takedown as well. We mentioned Galaxy and Jules, a great team. We're currently sitting in third, about 30 or so points behind that Penn Trafford duo. We'll see what they'll do bouncing back. Here's Burger and Eliminated, driving the car with 900 health still to go. And look at the inventory that they gained from their location going gold. They've got that last call, they've got great weapons, and they've even got a broom for some extra mobility.
Pretty good position here. Now going to be looking towards the high ground as well. You've got the car for the fast rotation. You got an oversight to see where you do want to take this thing, and they don't really have to worry about too much. They've already got themselves 4 KP. It's a good start as far as on the elimination side of things. Now with being in the middle of this map, you have to wait for teams to drop on. They see a car off on the distance here, and I think Eliminated wanting to lock things in. You can see high in the sky and has no problems chasing this squad down. The only problem is I don't know if the car realizes there's someone chasing them down here at Eliminated, but they've pulled right away from this POI, and instead they'll just chill on out here in Ranger's Rest.
Give themselves a chance to maybe grab some better shield heals, even though they've got that fizzy. The chance to grab something big like a big pot always super nice, but we've seen this team get ready to fight, and talk about fighting. Brendan Osama is going to get a nice takedown onto Isle of My Mom 200. Salamanders on the run with that chainsaw, but the speed from Melik Osama gets them in. The Sentinel 1 bump takes them down below. That's a fight win from Melik Osama. The trade back here, Stupid Salamander. The great shots, but they're down to 36 HP.
Yeah, you really want to hit a couple more of those shots, because now the high ground's been given away. They will be able to push right back up here, but the problem is the gun's not going to be out. They try and close the distance here with the shotgun, but Brendan Osama will be able to wrap things up here and should be able to get their friend Melik Osama also up as well. You know, earlier I had mentioned how I thought maybe the mid game was when a lot of the fighting was going to pop off, but we're already down to half the lobby, and a lot of our players right now are kind of spread out. Oh, well, I was going to say spread out. Last time we looked at the map, that was the case. Actually, seems like a lot of people have a read of this thing closing in kind of between Gorby Gate and Harmony Hills.
As it starts to pinch in, we're seeing more and more teams fall. Toki Jazz, who we saw eliminate the number 3 team currently in the standings, will drop to the Eliminated and Burger duo, who are sitting at 6 in their elimination count. They are chasing down Robo Trick, who is a solo so far, and they've got the close range Sentinel. The overshield is popped, but 80 health will do it. Burger there to pop the fizzy as Arctic Willie and RJ Nash may go for a third party.
Oh, but they haven't gotten out of the car just yet. It's going to allow for them to get a little bit of that health back. Problem is now it's 2 cars. They're on the outskirts here from this duo. They got to make sure that they're grouped up. They don't want to get isolated here. However, it does seem Eliminated being okay with being quite a bit away from Burger. I think part of that is the confidence from this duo, and you can't really blame them with the success that they've had. And now it's another car that pulls up. It feels like everyone's got a whip right now.
Red Eye SMG looking down sights here. Gage Thomas on the other side of this one. Over shield and regular shield going to be popped away as Eliminated sends it. Still an effective 150 to work with. And just takes him down with a Sentinel to the face and gets a nice swapperoo on the weaponry as well.
Says, you think you're running away? Hold this. Jumps up to the roof and is able to just one pump them. Pretty disgusting if you ask me. Metro War, we had sat on board with them earlier when they had their pair of eliminations. They haven't been able to find any more just yet, but they have been doing a great job of utilizing this car just to rotate around the map, and they're kind of allowing the rest of the map to eliminate themselves. Here is our number 1 and our number 2 teams on the opposite side of things. And for Arctic Willie and RJ Nash, despite the fact that half this lobby is already down, if you can wrap up this fight, there is still a chance for you to continue to close the gap in on this top team. But Burger and Eliminated doing a great job of not exposing too much. Eliminated will be the first one to drop though, and now it's Burger in the 1v2.
got a great angle on him as well. Burger down to 50 HP. The number one team has really never lost a 2v2 all season long. And Arctic Willie is down to 9, has to use that last call. A nice elimination on eliminated. But Burger gets those heals, back up to an effective nice shield. And Burger is going to be sprayed down and done. The number one team falls as Arctic Willie and RJ Nash take them down.
Bye. And look at that for Arctic Willie. 9 HP in a dream is what you survive with, but you got yourself a med kit off of the reaps of your spoils here as well. You'll notice these last couple of squads are kind of grouped up together in a couple of different fights throughout the course of the map. Then the question will become, how aggressive do the last 6 or so teams get? Do they really wait until this zone completely shuts down? Because I mean, look at down there towards the white caps at the southern side of the zone. There's 3 separate duos up here, and they don't need to fight, but I don't think anyone's backing down.
And there's only 18 players left to go, so every fight you take is just another chance to trade it off. And Fizz Flame and Dewey heading up to the high ground as they watch over Brendan Osama and Melik Osama, who have full healed from their earlier fight. Not a ton of ammo, only 46 in the AR. There's enough shotgun ammo to take a couple of fights, but it's just going to be, can you land those longer range shots to deal the damage early? And Dewey is down. Fizz Flame, excuse me, is the first one to fall, and Dewey's going to get rushed. Brendan Osama, Melik Osama hunting towards the sky as they may just look for the finish onto the one.
Maybe from distance here, it doesn't look like they're gonna hit those shots, and yeah, maybe might want to chase this one down. You like the idea here, at least as far as from Brendan Osama, from B Dewey, to try and potentially play for placement. The problem being, this duo too aggressive, and you can already see on your screen it's like 5 HP for B Dewey. Their location's been noticed. Brendan Osama just has to hit a couple of shots, and wait, hold on just a minute. Staying alive from a distance. Bang. There it is. Brendan Osama will wrap up a 4th kill here for our squad, 4th elimination for our squad here.
And honestly, that overshield almost protected them towards the end of it, but not enough to save them. 16 players, 10 teams left to go. Dark and Bidar, they avoided some early fights as they lurk in the shadows once again, playing for placement. Metro Warminster and Metro War are grouped together, rotating on the edge of the zone, and boy, it's closing in quickly. That storm is going to start to hit, especially as we start to get into storm number 6. If you're trapped in the outside after this zone closes, you could be in trouble. A chainsaw is going to try and rotate them linear to where that storm is going to start to close in here in 15 seconds.
Teams up on the side of the map. This could get really dangerous for a couple of these squads as they start to rotate their way in. For one of those squads, it's Metro War. They've got the number 2 squad from Penn Trafford right up on the other side of this hill, who could potentially be waiting for any bit of information. You can see Arctic Willie tucked behind the wall, waiting for them to expose themselves, but it's RJ Nash who's now currently in the fight. Metro War 10 tries to close the gap, gets some big damage, and now RJ Nash is down. Arctic Willie nowhere to be found. It's an easy elimination.
Young's the victory crown away as well, so just a really good close range battle. And once again, that pseudo shotgun with the Wrecker revolver does its job as we're down to just 15 players left to go. That means 5 solos here in this lobby are now rotating in, and almost everybody is coming from that northern side. It's pulling towards Gordy Gate, but there's so much empty space and water in the next side of this zone.
Can't help but wonder if Arctic Willie's going to be able to pull off some magic here and be able to find that card and get back to a res. Remember, the number 1 and number 3 teams have both been eliminated. If they can find a way to get back to a duo, even just a top 3 finish, pick up a couple more KP, that'd be huge for them moving forward. It's for our West Green squad. Flips clipped. Moving on in and going to be picking up a new car. Needs a new whip. Says this one's got full health. However, the counter rotate is an interesting idea. I guess the whole thought process behind this is just staying out of sight, out of mind, but at some point you're going to have to start rotating towards the zone, and when you do, everyone's going to be looking at you because you're pulling in on you're going to be like the one car that's pulling in.
Everybody's going to be watching you here in those sound cues. Brendan Osama, Melik Osama, 4 eliminations this game. They're having one heck of a day with the inventory of Brendano. Just absolutely phenomenal. Littered with orange tier rifles and SMGs. They've got the last call as well. The one thing they don't have is heals, so Malako-sama has to be careful to make sure they stay alive because they are right now carrying the team's set of heals. This one is pulling over towards the gates of Gordian. That means a lot of high ground if you can get to it first.
At least on the ice cap here, be able to take a look around and see if there's any teams that they want to push down towards. It looks like off in the distance, of course, this is where they're going to need to be moving in towards Gordy Gate. I don't think they've identified the team is off to their left a little bit. I think as far as for now, oh, there they are. Now going to see them up in the sky. Question is, the team that's up in the sky, do they turn around and try and gatekeep the squad? Instead, I don't think they've realized that there's a team behind them. They just get beamed instantly.
Just the high ground, like we said, from Warminster and War 9 and 10, able to really deal some credible blows. Malako-sama, Brendan Osama now bunkered up in the fort, but some great 40 bombs. Malako-sama does earn a 1v1 elim, as we're still up to 15 players. Nobody been fully limbed in this zone quite yet. That's just awkward. It's a nice spray down, 8 in the short, won't find the 2v1.
I mean, you know, embracing the John Wick skin, I do suppose. I like the idea of pulling up right on top of the mountain cap and being able to shoot down on the duo here, but unfortunately, to no avail. Metro War feels like they're in a pretty decent spot. Yeah, they will eventually need to move here, Llama. But when you look down on your mini-map in that bottom right-hand corner, you'll notice that most of the teams are going to need to move before them. There's a chance they could actually maybe even rotate over to that opposite side of the cap here and get themselves a good position. If they do, they'll be able to overlook all of where this zone is heading.
But if you rotate first, it's always that risk where everybody can look at you. For flips clipped, we'll see what they want to do, just looking downward, reserving their location, and eventually going to start taking some storm damage. It is a 5-tick, so you've got to start to move. Rotating out through the vent side of the building, now down to 55 HP. Grabs the car, gets back inside the zone, and will look to try and fight their way through as they've got no heals in the inventory.
Tokyo drift. Drift. Yeah, able to go all the way to the other side of the mountainside here. Unfortunately, you mentioned, though, no heals. It's going to be a tough situation to be in here. Now it's going to be Dark and Bidar who are trying to play into the high ground. Got that storm right on their rear, though. So that's another thing that they're going to have to fight against. This is a squad that's had a decent split thus far here in the fall semester. Dark and company, though, they will eventually be able to take to the sky. That should give them enough elevation to make their way in towards this zone. The problem is where they land. They have no natural cover, and a couple of duos are looking their way.
Bidar already dropped here. Dark probably not long for this world. His Malako-sama ready to rip through the shielding. Down to 56 HP, has to pop the 4. A lot of players starting to fall. And guess what? RJ Nash and Arctic Willie, they got the resurrection off. They're at a full duo, and they might be on a golden path to win this game. We'll see where RJ Nash wants to rotate this one, though, as again, 8 players left to go. There's a lot of solos to mix into this lobby, and you do not want your game ruined by a single player.
We just saw that number 2 duo off in the distance there to the right of where the squad right now is driving off. They're actually driving right towards RJ and Arctic Willie here. They're gonna run right up into the fort. We'll have to pull away, but keep in mind, we did say they pulled up towards the bottom of the fort. This number 2 squad, they've got themselves some cover, and the entire lobby is heading their way, and as long as they don't overextend, they should be able to pick up a few more KP to go along with the 9 they've already got.
Wrecker Revolver good for the knock, and the shots from the AR are good for 2. OXR rifle to put them in the dirt. 6 players left to go, and now because of all of the solos left, this is a straight golden road for Arctic Willie and RJ Nash. The question is, can they hold their cover against 4 solos?
They had to make sure they don't overextend. Right now, 3 players all fighting off across the way. They've been able to identify the solo on their 6 here as well. It will be a Port-a-Fort that will pop on up. I think realizing that player is isolated. The 2 of them want to push right on in, and it will be RJ Nash that will eventually find the elimination. It's 2v1v1, and the other 2 ones are on the other side of this zone here currently. They aren't necessarily fighting. I think they've been able to create a little bit of separation between the 2. No, wait, is this a duo? This is a duo. Don't mind me. I can read the top left-hand corner.
Duo v duo, straight up fight for the victory here as some extra forts popped in open space. Arctic Willie gonna take a huge chunk of damage. RJ Nash is there to cover, and the Lil P is down below the shield line. It's close range fighting. It's a great sentinel pump shot and a great elim. Popping the fizzy though, can they finish off?
Wow.
Yes, they can. It is Penn Trafford reigning supreme in map number 1.
Warriors turning up in a huge way. Arctic Willie finishing off with 3 HP in a dream. They have 14 eliminations plus the first place finish. Remember, this was a squad that was moved to a solo, I don't want to say early, kind of like mid of the game, but you were able to play things slow. You get the revive, you get your player back in, and then they just do what they do best, which is with the number 1 and 3 squads gone out of the lobby, just take everyone else out.
Really good job to showcase not only that they can come back from a deficit, but also focusing earlier on in the game where they took out that number 1 team that has been hounding everybody. And I think what this game just truly shows us is that every one of these players is human, and not everybody is going to be able to win every single game or even have the best game of their lives. Now is a chance for this duo to not only win this game, but extend their lead even further and try and catch up to that number 1 squad. It's going to be exciting to see how the leaderboard shakes out.
I think if I'm RJ Nash and Arctic Willie, I try and figure out where that duo of Eliminated and Burger are dropping, because I think I'm feeling pretty confident. After it was an isolated 2v2, it was not like a third party where you kind of got some free damage. You should feel good about how you did against this top duos squad. So you play aggressive, you get them eliminated early again. All of a sudden, where we were talking about where maybe that Eliminated and Burger squad is too far out of the lead, well, they just closed the gap a little bit. They're now only 170 points behind as opposed to, I think they were like 250 or something like that before this. So you have another good early engagement against the squad. Then all of a sudden, that question that we had is everyone else playing for second. Well, they've all of a sudden put themselves in the conversation for first.
Talking about questions, I've got a question. We've got a big old wheel that I think we've got to go to. And my question is, who's going to win the prizes? We've got some Land of Steel prizes to give out from all of our attendees there. We're going to roll right now and then roll one after game number 2.
Let's go ahead and send it on over. It's a big old wheel with a whole bunch of names on it. Spin that wheel.
Wheel, 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 wheel.
Big bucks, no whammies, stop! There's probably no one who gets that reference. I'm sad.
I get it.
Appreciate you. Vincent Leslie will be our winner for our first roll here. You get yourself some peripherals, some pretty sweet mouse and keyboard combo. I believe we're having you hit up our admins in Discord. I do believe so. Our admins in Discord will hit you up. So be on the lookout in your DMs. Maybe might be in your requests so you can get your cool swag, man. Who doesn't love a cool new mouse and keyboard? 1 map down, 2 more to go, like you had mentioned, Lama. And it makes things a little bit easier on our producer if he's able to kind of do that all in the background without being concerned what Lama and I are yapping about. So how about this? How about we go ahead and take ourselves a quick little break, grab ourselves a quick snack, grab ourselves a little drink of water. On the other side, we'll be back with game number 2 right after this.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. Yeah. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I was putting in I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in.
생각해 또 나도 몰라 what did I do so wrong. 다 비슷하게 살아가는데 꿈은 이뤄지는 게 아니라 꾸는 거라 생각하며 살아왔지. 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지. 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지. 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어. 진짜 잘해 이제 나도 할래. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래. 손을 잡아줘. Sometimes I don't know what to do. Am I doing it right? 마냥 나이만 먹어가는 걸까? 다 잘하는 사람이 되고 싶어. 똑같이 하는 건 재미가 없잖아. 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지. 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지. 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어. 진짜 잘해 이제 나도 할래. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게. Gonna be a legend. Gonna be a legend. 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래. 손을 잡아줘. 이젠 해낼 수 있어. 믿어볼래. 이젠 해낼 수 있어. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게. I'm gonna be a legend. We're gonna be a legend. 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래. 손을 잡아줘. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. we're existing. We stay when the music plays, let's drop low and the people sway. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing real flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. We stay when the music plays, let's drop low and the people sway. But I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. And I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. Took my love, then gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart. And I'll try to carry
Welcome back, everybody. Still here for the PIEA Week 3 regular season action for Fortnite No Builds, brought to you by TEC. Llama77 and Q up here on the desk, and we're through one game of Fortnite. We've got 2 more left to go, and Q, for the first time this season, we saw the #1 team actually get shaken out of the standings pretty early, and now that has really shaken up the point totals.
Yeah, we've seen where our #2 squad has been able to put themselves pretty high up. Remember, they did have themselves, was it 14, 15 elimination game, something like that, where they finished in that #1 spot. So they jumped up to 493 cumulative points, whereas our #1 squad is sitting at 656. I know there's going to be people who say, well, that's still like 180 points. Well, it started at 250. So you have another game like that. All of a sudden, you cut that lead and you take that in half. All of a sudden, it seems pretty manageable.
And I think the great idea was they actually took down both of the other 2 teams around them, the #3 team and the #1 team, and showed that they can win 2v2 battles. And then, I mean, you talk about just a shakeup in the midpoint. They lose a teammate, they get that res off, and then they find the best spot in end zone to just hunt down everybody else around them. So I think that shows some really great fundamentals, and that's why we play cumulative scoring. 2 weeks does not give you the trophy. You've got to play through all of them.
Yeah, and even once we get through today's games, we're still only halfway there. So I think when you are, you know, again, for a team like RJ Nash and Arctic Willie for Penn Trafford, you've shown that you can get close to within the squad. There's still plenty of time to be able to make those differences. I'd even say for Galaxy and Jules for South Fayette, that 367. Again, manageable, because you just saw what Penn Trafford was able to do off the back of one game, and they weren't too far off from that point total where they're at now. So again, I think we kind of have a race at the top 3, and then we kind of get to have the rest of our pack behind them still opening things up. And behind those 3, it's still wide open. We've been seeing teams in and out of lobbies. We have more teams coming into this one, though. So we have 87 players, I do believe it was. So for some of our teams who maybe didn't quite have the start that they were looking for in game #1, there will be more points on the board here in game #2.
Yeah, and I think for teams like Prolond and Benji, who have been silently jumping their way up the leaderboard, now currently in 5th, that team from Ifrata, the chance to move up is even there once that door is opened up. And boy, we get ourselves into another game, map up #2. Let's do it.
You're trying to get the Ephrata squads all mad at us. I can't do it this
I just
early.
can't say their name, man.
I can't do it.
I said it 5 different ways, and it's never right, man. Cherry J always on me.
Let's go ahead and get down to it. You'll see so many more arrows this time around. I think it was 82, not 87. 81 of which made it into the lobby here, it looks like. So we will probably be seeing more of those early engagements. I don't know if do you feel like there's a particular POI that has been the most popping off drop for us thus far through 2.5 weeks, essentially?
I feel like Veiny Shafts just has a lot of hinted loot all throughout of it. So the chance to dig down low, the chance to go through all of it and grab yourself some great loot. And then it's a great rotary position to get yourself in a great spot. Speaking of which, a great spot for a duel. It's West Screen Pioneers dueling against their own teammates. And Pioneer 1 will fall to Pioneer 2. And a rotate down will come. But I also think some teams don't necessarily land at a specific POI. They're always looking for that gold nameplated POI, so they can start with better loot, but sometimes they have to duel for it.
I guess it also, because of the fact that the flight path is always different, it's probably a little bit harder to always have that consistent drop. I'm kind of thinking of AOGS where they have the POI drops, I guess is one thing where I always get mistaken here. But you can see a lot of teams kind of spread out. If anything, any POI has like maybe 3 teams. Adam there, Bugswater Beach has a couple there. It does look like who have been able to at least clean things up, as Galaxy looks like they're going to be cleaning up their kill. Arctic Willie already down. Unfortunately, RJ Nash having to play this thing right now as a solo with people firing him from across the way.
Has the med mist, if they can get safely out to the house, the log cabin, and does have that overshield still available up to 35, so should be healthy enough, but it was Jules, as you mentioned, the player to take him down. This has been a constant fight, and I like it between this number 2 and 3 team, their ability to duel with their ability to win battles, and you know, I know we were talking about that a sort of minute ago, but my favorite POI, at least to land at, is OXR, because you get that nice rifle along with it. We've seen the number 1 team use that rifle to just pop those 40 shots over and over and over again. But I think when it comes down to it, it's just a lot of personal preference, and boy, teams already starting to fall like flies from the leaderboard.
Crazy to see how much early fighting we truly do end up having go along, especially when these lobbies are a little bit more packed here, as we're now down to 72 players gone by. Of course, keep in mind that number can still jump back up. One thing I can't help but notice on the left side of the screen, eliminated, has been downed. Burger getting close to being knocked out as well.
The shielding is going to be repopped back up, and has that med mist, has a lot of really good heals. The inventory is phenomenal for Burger, but they're going to have to leave this one. And the chance to get the card, the nice thing, I mean, you were talking comparisons to Apex Legends. Fortnite has a really long card timer, so you've got chances to rotate back on in, chances to get that back alive, and there's that med mist, still a full 50 overshield, so 200 effective HP. Burger's going to be okay.
Gonna be feeling all right. You mentioned we'll have time to rotate on back, but for now we'll just kind of take their time and rotate away. Eliminated stayed tucked away. They technically haven't gotten eliminated yet, but they will be down here relatively shortly. Keep in mind they are currently sitting on just 1 elimination, so when you look for some of those other teams, well, maybe there's still a chance to be able to climb back up towards that first spot. We had mentioned how 1 day can really shift things up, and maybe, just maybe, Lower Moreland is having one of those Greek tragedy sort of days here.
It's always possible, and again, just shows these are high school kids who are competing at the highest level. Every one of us trips up, and no one can be fully perfect, but they've played perfect so far through 2 weeks, so notable that they'll stumble here in week number 3. We'll see if they can get that resurrection going, as Galaxy is starting to rip through the leaderboard along with Jules. Interestingly enough, I saw in that elim list on the left side, Prolon was down, so half of that 4th place duo down as we get into a fight.
Esports here in a tough spot as Big Austin Toothless look to push right on in here. Able to get a little bit off of the top Nerve Warrior. They should be able to potentially take out the 1. No, actually, the chainsaw gives them the movement to move on in. Now it's actually a 3rd party, because there ain't no party like the 3rd party. It's the 3rd party don't stop. As Toki Jazz, who pulls on up, takes down 1, but from the high ground here is going to be Big Aust, who looks to close the gap.
As that lead spitter ready to go in slot number 1. 1 elim for the team. They'll look for the shotgun shot at close range, and they've got that automatic shotgun as well that can just absolutely blow open a team fight if you get consistent damage instead of something like a sentinel that you really want to play a side angle. Cam on 240 ping will be eliminated out of the feed, and Summit Academy will pick up some points.
How far out in the boonies are we playing to have 240 ping in NA, my dog? Holy. Unfortunate situation to find yourself in. It's crazy. Tokyo Jazz, I don't know if they were over here at Rangers Rest as a solo or what it was. They were the only player that we did see contesting this duo. Toothless and Big Oz kind of just calmed things down. They've slowed it down a bit. There's Toki Jazz, who is now on the opposite building, absolutely beams Toothless. And yeah, Red Killer is down. Toki Jazz having to play this thing as a solo, has a couple of small pots, but unfortunately for them, 43 HP and no sorts of meds.
Has those small shields, as you mentioned, and some great shots through the window to take Toothless down to maybe 40 effective HP. May push, but that Sentinel pump is only the white version. That is going to be a little bit less damage than you'd like. The mag as well going to be a little bit smaller. Rowboat Trick, the solo from last game, taking down a full squad. You'll love to see that confidence to take it, and Toka Jazz is almost blow up in the wall. There it goes. Toothless has no cover, and the chance to follow it up with the SMG. And no Elim comes. Big Ost is coming on the left side of this fight. The shotgun from the Sentinel goes no good. Out of AR ammo, gets the swap, breaks the overshield, and now below the shielding line. Chase down coming. SMG swap is beautiful. Toka Jazz gets the first.
Takes to the sky, gets right over top of Toothless. You mentioned, that shotgun on white doesn't matter. 2 pumps of the shotty to the body, and that's going to be Toothless out of here. Nice job by Toki Jazz to clutch up the 1v2.
Arctic Willie, RJ Nash right there in the Elim feed, both eliminated this time. So it's going to be the reverse, the flip. Galaxy and Jules with a 2v2 win over the second place counterpart. Will now have a chance to close that gap. And for everybody else in the lobby, there's 43 players left to go. We blinked and half the lobby's gone.
It's going to be tough for some of these teams who are really trying to capitalize on points, because more than likely most of these squads only sitting kind of around where we're seeing these teams here, 3-4 eliminations maybe at the most. Does look like Jules and Galaxy leading the lobby currently with 5 as a duo. No, it does look like Aiden might be, no, Aiden's at 5 with their duo as well. Yeah, I think 5 is kind of the leading mark as far as for now. You can also see on that map here, a lot of our teams currently split up, but over on that northwestern side of the zone, as everyone starts to move in towards Bugswater Beach and Veiny Shavs, well, there's a chance we can see some more fights.
That's what I'm here for. Show us the fights. Give us some action here. As this next zone closing in, storm number 3. As the eye starts to shrink down, Jules and Galaxy earning themselves some more eliminations, trying to match the output of the number 1 overall squad. Jules and Galaxy hailing from South Fayette. A chance to kind of bolster the school's reputation in another title. South Fayette has just been known to win championships all through PIEA.
Squads, it's one of those schools, it's like when you see they're on the schedule, you know that it's a team that's going to be able to put up a fight, right? Like it's, well, I think one of the more winning programs, I don't think the highest winning, but they're getting pretty darn close after they're adding another title during the fall, fall brawl back before. One thing we had mentioned earlier was Eliminated and Burger. One of their players had been eliminated. Well, they've been back into it. They're back to a duo. It's going to be I Love Your Mom and Stupid Salamander that are going to be looking to push forward. Question is, do they realize exactly who they're pushing here?
Burger on the other side, playing the right side angle. That's why they're so good. Wrecks him with the Sentinel, down to 43 HP. Last call popped to garner some mobility. Breaks through the door and takes to the second floor. Burger's got the high ground. I Love My Mom has already been down. Eliminated in the area, but the problem is they are making a lot of noise. Eliminated's health bar is not phenomenal, but neither is Salamander, who's just going to try and dip their way out. OXR rifle to delete the health.
The shots got him down to just below 50 HP. Surely Stupid Salamander doesn't stop to try and heal. He just get up on out of dodge here. And I don't know if Burger and Eliminator are going to be worried about chasing this thing down. You've got some loot to be had here at Ranger's Rest, and I'd like to find a way to be able to reset. Plus, it sounds like you've got some squads pulling up.
Always squads ready to investigate the action. No green heals here for the eliminated crew. They do got a phenomenal loadout, and hey, say it and need it. There you go. There's a med kit.
Does that count as streamer loot if it's when we're watching them? I'm not really sure, but there it is. Gets him back up to 100 HP for Eliminated, who has that 100 shield as well. Burger currently doesn't have any pots to go with their 100 health, though. So if this duo catches them off first, there's a potential they could fall. Looks like we might have a couple of teams squaring off up at Bugswater Beach, and maybe even a third party pulling on up there. It's Galaxy along with Jules. They've already got 11 eliminations here, Llama.
This is a massive catch-up game for them. They've got a really good loadout. They've got a chance to play this edge where they can watch everybody else rotate in, hold their position on top of the market side. So chance to earn a bunch more points. We're under 30 players left to go, and some interesting things from this week via Twitch chat. Prolon let us know that his teammate's actually on vacation, so the number 4th ranked duo will be down to just a solo here today. Had a phenomenal game number 1, but got contested early off this game 2 drop.
Priorities, man. You're gonna tell me that that a vacation more important than Fortnite on a Thursday afternoon? I don't believe it. Unfortunate though, they played themselves into a pretty good position. Hopefully as a solo, they'll still be able to maintain and keep themselves in a decent spot for weeks 4 through 6. 29 players left, 16 squads here. Quick math tells me that that's 3 solos that are still left alive. One of them being Nerf Warrior here, who's showing up just outside of Ranger's Rest. Sees Summit Academy 1. There's a solo they're trying to chase down, but they've also got to worry about their duo that's right behind them. Able to turn around and finds the bead. Gets about 50 of the shield taken off, but can't really find enough to push on either one.
In a really weird, awkward spot, has to pop the Scooby Snacks to retain some of that shielding. Yeah, Scooby Snacks, cute Scooby Snacks. Great for healing the shield, great for keeping yourself alive, especially out in that storm. But Nerf Warrior flying right on into another player. It's stupid Salamander who doesn't have the shield to really take this fight, but Nerf Warrior does not know that. The Wrecker Revolver in the 2nd slot ready to go is just going to hide back out.
It's inside the building. I think here's those couple of footsteps that are right up above them. I didn't mention stupid Salamander up above when we had seen didn't have any shields. I don't think Nerf Warrior got a shot on, though, to be able to get that information. I don't even know if Nerf Warrior realizes that this is a solo above them as well. So more than likely we'll want to slow play this. I mean, keep in mind, we're not even to top 10 just quite yet. Although maybe with the amount of running around that stupid Salamander has done here to this point, maybe it's just enough to let Nerf Warrior know that it is indeed a 1v1.
If Salamander either got rezzed or just didn't have the greatest rotation off of spawn. Only the 2 weapons in the inventory.
Yeah, interesting, huh?
Without any heals, so no mobility either. Eliminated, going to clean up some more alongside Burger in that feed. 23 players left to go here, 13 squads. As once again, the big change from this lobby was that Penn Trafford duo of RJ Nash and Arctic Willie being dropped almost off rip. Here comes stupid Salamander with the Sentinel pump. They deliver a blow, deliver an elim, and keep the team going.
Who says you shouldn't push the high ground? Stupid Salamander. Be able to pick up an elimination here. Does look like up at Bugswater Beach, that one duo did rotate away, so there's really not any fighting going on except for maybe down at Gordy Gate potentially. And we do have EJDGS rotating in. The Battle Buzz, baby. Let's see what they can find.
It's a big hitbox, but it's got just such a ton of health. 1350 to start it out, and now at 1139. Has that Wrecker Revolver of the green variety with a chainsaw in the inventory too. The heals are phenomenal, and I mean the elims from this squad is great as well, so they're on a real good chance. And we talk about this team, they're actually sitting currently in 5th place with 194 points. They are in the running. If they have a good game here, it could change everything.
You have time left to be able to pick up some more eliminations along the way here in game number 2. Eliminated and Burger. They're here in the mix of quite a few squads that are out here on this southwestern side of the zone. Eliminated, gets in the whip, tries to rotate here. Burger out on their own. Not sure if they're looking for a specific duo to potentially push onto. There is Summit Academy. That is a solo. Out of the whip they go. Quick 50, hit 34 as well. But Eliminated now has to be careful as they're on the low ground.
That OXR rifle hits so hard at long range, and boy, they're going to fly up to the sky. But for Summit Academy, their one player may not be long for this world. Nice long range elimination from Eliminated. Burger gets a shot in the other one as well. But all the while, it's Galaxy and the duo coming through, the current 3rd place team of South Fayette. And this is going to be one heck of a showdown with a ton of teams here in this zone.
Plenty of points to be picked up by either of these squads. You had mentioned for Galaxy and Jules would like to be able to really capitalize after rather slow start in game number 1. Already 15 eliminations to their name, and a pretty darn good spot here as well. It's shots across the way at EJDGS, who's now in the low ground. 50 shield, about 80 health. Get rid of most of the shield there. One more shot takes them out. Looks like they'll be able to just, oh no, they end up falling down. I was gonna say, I thought they were gonna get to safety, but Galaxy finds that downing shot.
They're at 15 elims. This is an incredible game so far. And they should be able to find that finish, eventually just going to falter, run out of health. Storm Eye starting to shrink. Galaxy and Jules have to be very cautious about this rotation. They are in the middle of the pack, on the train tracks in a zone that does not contain much cover, with Eliminated and Burger on the other side of them. Making a quick rotation with the chainsaw. They're gonna get there first. Can they find some space up higher on this mountain and maybe give themselves a VR to win this thing?
But to keep in mind, they just left Cosmic behind, which was the duo of that first frag that we sat in there, where we saw them get that elimination. Might be able to score some big placement points for that squad. Unfortunate, Fort will take out one of the ramps, but they'll be all right for now. They've got themselves plenty of cover to be made, and you mentioned as far as for them, they're in the zone. They get to watch as these teams start to make their way on over. They've isolated Launcher Wolf, who looks like they might even be trying to force the issue, pushing right up against this rock.
They've got the double-upped bunker. The chance to kind of look over the edge. Burger eliminated. It looks like both of them were actually dropped. All of a sudden, the number 1 crew is out again. Earlier than they like, even though the game was phenomenal. Launcher Wolf, fan favorite, still playing in this 2v2, but the Bumpkin not providing too much cover. Jules with a nice jump-up Wrecker Revolver shot. This is just a real good straight-up brawl.
Problem is, the longer this fight goes, that's when you've got to worry about the third party, especially from Cosmic, who, funny enough, this duo left standing that's going to be rotating in from Harmony Hills in just a moment. Here's Galaxy stepping right up on top of the Pumpkin, and that's some big shots down. The only problem is Jules is down, and it's Cosmic pulling up.
Chance to get this finish off. Cosmic Vio now into a solo position, driving the car, looking to grab the finish. And look at this, Galaski pulls off the incredible trunk play, keeps themselves from damage, and still has a chance to res. No, Jules will go down. Cosmic Vio takes them down, but all of a sudden, they're shot from behind. It's third parties aplenty. 4 solos. Who's gonna win it?
The third party gets third party. It just feels like a little bit of justice, doesn't it? Here's Galaxy, Chaser pushing down. Damage put down, but not enough to be able to break the shields itself. Jules will now move into the Porta Fort here, which will be able to hunker down at least a little bit. The only problem being they've got quite the rotation ahead of them, and I don't think they've realized Chaser has already moved out. So they'll be the last ones to move over towards the storm here. Chaser not going to be able to take pop shots at the likes of Cosmic, who are in the sky and trying to rotate.
We already mentioned it, though. Now you are playing for yourself. This is it. 4 different solos all battling for a high ground hill. And Galaxy has garnered the best position as long as they can win this 1v1, but their shield line is broken, and so is their game. Lil B takes them down, and now things get really exciting. Cosmic Vio on this third party rotate in. How quickly do you strike? The health bar is disappearing. Oh, it's an 8-tick zone, and although they'll get the elimination, they'll die to the storm. Chaser wins it. VR.
0 elim win? Is that? I think that's a achievement, right? I mean, we don't see that very often here. Funny play as far as from Cosmic, but it ends up working out for them, right? You end up playing for second, essentially. Feels like you probably could have played a little bit more aggressive. I understand you don't want to give away the foot notifications, but you don't have very much health. I guess you take what you can get. At the end of the day, though, remember, Cosmic was left as a solo relatively early. I even mentioned that they were going to end up playing for placement. They get to second. So, I mean, honestly, being able to manage quite a bit despite an early elim of their teammate.
And overall, I mean, a lot of solos battling there in towards that final end zone. Galaxy, one of the most notable across the top leaderboard. I think they made a good decision to fight that 2v2 down below them, because if they don't, there's going to be some awkward rotation scenarios where they snipe you from behind, but it ends up costing them one of their 2 players. And with it being a full solo end zone, everybody is just watching each other. Those chip shots came in too quickly and really couldn't play that porta bunker well enough. So the nice news is that's going to close the gap. They took down that second place team so close to that beginning. So South Fayette is going to be feeling good after that.
And we feeling pretty solid, but we still have one more game on the day. But before we go to break, we just had our Atlanta Steel this past weekend, where people were able to enter in for a Forge GK100 mouse and keyboard combo. We've already given away one of them. How about we go ahead and run it back and do it one more time? We've given away one. Again, if your name is drawn here, you will be getting a DM via Discord. So make sure that you keep an eye out in your message request. Spin that wheel. Congratulations, James Martin. James Martin going to be the one who walks away with our second combo, Forge GK100 mouse and keyboard. Again, keep an eye out in your DM. Should be getting a message here in a little bit to make sure we hook you up with your cool periffs.
Yeah, that's a huge prize, and a huge shout out to all of those people. I mean, you see how many names are on that wheel for showing up, showing out to the land of steel, supporting high school esports and all of its facets. And you're supporting just by watching here today. Make sure you hit that follow button though to tune in for all of our shows. I know we've got some Night Owl streams all throughout the week of collegiate action. We've got 5 titles now for PIEA. It is just an absolute fun zone.
2 maps down, 1 more to go here, Llama. How about this? Let's go ahead and take ourselves a quick break. And on the other side, we'll be back with our last map of Fortnite for today, week number 3 in PIEA. Right on the other side of this break.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I was putting in the I've been putting in the hours, and it's coming down and now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in.
생각해 또 나도 몰라 what did I do so wrong 다 비슷하게 살아가는데 꿈은 이뤄지는 게 아니라 꾸는 거라 생각하며 살아왔지 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어 진짜 잘해 이제 나도 할래 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 Sometimes I don't know what to do am I doing it right 마냥 나이만 먹어가는 걸까 다 잘하는 사람이 되고 싶어 똑같이 하는 건 재미가 없잖아 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어 진짜 잘해 이제 나도 할래 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 Gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 이젠 해낼 수 있어 믿어볼래 이젠 해낼 수 있어 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 Rising with each beat of the music is bringing we're flames in the fire that keeps burning we're inviting the night in welcome my heart so full I'm devoting myself to the night there's no motive we're just listening we're existing We stay when the music plays the louds drop below and the people sway Rising with each beat of the music is bringing. We're flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full. I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive. We're just listening. We're existing. But I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. And I never really knew that it was over till the quiet and the echoes became colder. You took my love and gave it back. It's yours to leave, but it won't keep me from this heart. And I'll try to carry on again, but I never really knew that it was over. is now. With a heart full of thunder, don't ask why or how. In the ruins of glory, find your ticket to ride. It's a roller coaster, baby. Buckle up for the ride. Get it, come get it if you think you can. Break through the noise like a madman. There's a fire burning deep in the night. Get it, come get it if you've got the night.
Hey, what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? I have an open invitation, but you're telling me go get lost. I don't wanna see your face. Yeah, what the hell? So why don't we stay out till the morning light? Cause two wrongs can make a right. We're just doing what we feeling right now. Some Chardonnay, we camp in the parking lot. Leave traces of plastic cups. We're just doing what we feeling right now. So what the hell? Why you hanging on the rooftop by yourself? Always waiting for the one, but I got news for you. I'm the best that you can get, so what the hell? Yeah, what the hell? So what the hell? So what the hell? What are you waiting for now?
Welcome back, everybody. Still here at the PIA High School League in week number 3 of our Fortnite No Builds action, powered by TEC. And no, Q's not frozen. He's just looking very cute over there. And Q, we've got some amazing matches through 2 already, and we're into our final one of week number 3. We've had some big kings fall off their thrones so far throughout the first 2, which makes me even more excited for this final game.
The one thing that has been interesting, though, is it has felt like all of the 3 have still had relatively decent games. And the reason I say relatively is Burger and Eliminated still ended up falling out. What was that, top 7 in that last one? I mean, it's all right, but when you consider about the type of games that both South Fayette and Penn Trafford had in both games 1 and 2, where they've been able to at least close the gap a little bit, I think that's the good news as far as for the day. But of course, we mentioned it is cumulative scoring, and every game really does matter. So if Burger and Eliminated come in here and have one of their typical games, it's kind of all for naught. We end week number 3 the same way we started it.
Another chance to build up some more points, though, in the following weeks. So as we say, cumulative scoring, that's the kind of good and bad about it. If you're a team that falls behind early, you can stay behind for a while, but there's always chances to catch back up. So the good news is going to be, again, that second lobby was super, super huge. So I'm hoping we get another huge lobby going in towards this next one, and we'll have to see what ends up happening.
About 60 players is what I'm hearing for the lobby, so a little bit more than the first. Nowhere near as packed as we were in the evening. But I think we're actually going to have something interesting here for the start of this match. It looks like we could very well be having a contest of our top 2 squads.
Eliminated and Burger sent a message straight to our producer, sent him an email via the snail mail and said, you know what? It's time we fight. We are delivering a decree, fighting off spawn, looking for a contest to Arctic Willie's crew. And I mean, these are 2 top teams. Why not go for an early round brawl and test the 2v2 skills?
Like there's a few squads heading this way. No, it's just a duo. So I don't know if maybe Arctic Willie and company decided to go an opposite way here, what the dealio is. Unfortunate scenario. I would have liked to have seen these 2 squads fight their way on off. Did they not make it into this lobby? No, they're down there. They're there. But it looks like they've went all the way south. I think they just avoided the fight.
Who did it? Who agreed to it and who backed off of it?
For real, though.
Either way, you know what, for both teams, it's not the worst idea. They get to kind of separate across the map, and Launch a Wolf, fan favorite, gets to take down the first elim of the game. So starting huge, a couple of big names as well for EJD and Cosmic Veo, also getting some extra bullets to lock in their way. Arctic Willie, only the med miss to work with alongside the rifle, so we'll have to see how things work. OXRHQ pretty popping off right now.
Yeah, I think I saw 3, maybe the potential of a 4th duo rotating over this way. So one of these teams over here has a chance to really start off their game number 3 in a big way. I think all of the 3 that are over here have had relatively quiet days as well. No, Cosmic was able to pull off that second place finish for EJD in the last one as they will quickly push out here towards Metro War. The only problem, Cosmic Vio quickly gets eliminated.
Cosmic Vio, the team currently sitting in 4th place behind South Fayette. There's a nice takedown from Metro Warminster 9. That's the duo that, again, has found some different angles, hasn't really found a big placement game yet, but boy, they love to fight. So walking away with 2 LMs is not too bad, and they get to walk away with that dangerous OXR rifle.
Spot to land to be able to get your loot up, get your boots down to the ground and get running. Also with the way the zone looks, they're pretty dead center. There's a chance this zone could very well be pulling their way. Already down to 50 players left here at, well, as I say it, down to 48 players left in the lobby. It looks like everybody really wanting to up the ante here in our final lobby of the day, Lom.
Trying to change that pace up, maybe throw off those around him, but also garner some points. That is the ideal scenario right now. Just build week over week. And for a lot of these players, this is more of scrims, more practice to get them back into ranked. As we know, Fortnite has a bunch of different cash cups, but also to go into the playoffs of fall with some extra placement points with a chance to top the lobby again, as I'm pretty sure we'll wipe scores clean once we hit those playoffs. But to make a name for your school and to earn a state championship, somewhat I feel like would mean more than some cash.
Playoffs? Playoffs? You kidding?
Trying to win a match.
I'm just trying to win a game. 46 players still left alive here in our 3rd and final match. It does look like we might have a little Metro War on Metro War action down here at OXR HQ. Always interested to see when we do have those inter-school battles. I'm always curious if they're like in the lab or at home or how that works. Because if they're in the lab, I can only imagine the jaw jacking between one another. Metro War 10, though, in a tough spot, only down to 32 HP in a dream. EJDGS is the duo from Cosmic Vio. Did already fall. It's like they're just going to go ahead and tuck tail and run, and you can't blame them. I don't know if they've got the card or not, but most importantly, just going to be able to get away to safety.
It's the most important part. I mean, surviving here in this 3rd lobby. As we said for the first 2 maps, I mean, there's always another game, there's always another week. But if you drop out of this one, this week is done, and you'll have to wait until next Thursday to get into those official scoring matches. And with a little bit less players, again, it's somewhat of the same situation that we talk about from game number 1. Even though there's less players, there's less possibility of elim points, there's a much higher threshold for placement points. Every team you eliminate gets you so much closer to that threshold.
It does feel like from our balancing that like placement points still have a pretty fair weight to it. You know what I mean? So we do have the less eliminations that are available. It almost feels like at that point you might as well prioritize the placement points. Last thing you'd want to do is try and rush for some eliminations early. And then be in a tough spot. We had thought earlier we were going to see the fight. Could very well be seeing it here if the duos know about it. It's Arctic Willie and RJ Nash. I think they're trying to load into the car. Unfortunately, though, I don't think they're going to be able to do so in time. Yeah, actually they are. Is eliminated. It's pushed away, and it does look like, I think they found at least 8 out? No, they haven't got, no, yeah, I think Arctic Willie's down, yeah?
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, RJ Nash, only the health bar to work with. We'll see eliminated Burger chasing him down. The shockwave grenades are faster than the poor car, man. Just trying to get away, and if he gets in the passenger seat, it is all game over for you. RJ Nash, the slide and dive away from eliminated's bullets. Final shockwave nade coming, and doesn't. No, gets in!
Oh my goodness, what a play. Hijacking here, and now we'll be at the base of the Porta-Fort. RJ Nash trying to tuck tail and run, builds up another one. Might be just enough to be able to take the advantage in this fight. No, instead quickly sent back to the lobby. Oh, and then dances on him for good measures as well. Eliminated, and Burger, that's their only eliminations thus far. I think they had a statement to make.
Well, they better stop dancing and better start fighting, because here comes Galaxy and Jules. They're ready to throw their name in the ring, but the Fizzy's gonna get them nice and clean on the health bar. Those over shields back to 50 for both players. And for Galaxy, not the greatest inventory overall. Has a ton of heals, has a couple of those porta bunkers, but more importantly, green tier weapons is gonna be a little bit lacking on the damage.
There's one thing that they're gonna be all right with is hitting their shots. Unfortunately, being behind in the damage against this duo is a pretty tough spot. I'm surprised to see them not break out the jack-o'-lantern rocket launcher. I think maybe being able to take out this porta-fort might be nice, or maybe even just placing damage on the backside, hoping maybe you get a little splash damage might be nice, especially maybe after getting a little bit of shield. But instead, they're playing it really low and slow here.
Both teams just staring each other down, and looks like maybe looking at the map, there might be a few more teams coming in as well. Jules doesn't even notice.
No.
Taka gets some huge damage. Chainsaw gonna be used to escape, but is it enough? Has the pumpkin launcher in the inventory, but instead they are just gonna go for the hills. So a stare down of a sentry, 4 teams in the area. And it looks like Cosmic Veo is actually the one taking some damage in a fight. They win it. They get to 2v2 and they take it.
Wars 9 and 10 will get their first 2 elimination points here in match number 3. The only problem, third party pulling up, and it's exactly who you don't want it to be. It's Burger and eliminated. Metro Ward 10, 5 HP away, and there it is, eliminated here by Burger.
Great final shot there from the Sentinel pump. Great swapping as well, and that's going to earn them their 4th elim of the game. And we're kind of searching out for Arctic Willie and the crew very early on, so did waste some of the time. There's 37 players now left to go in this lobby as they're going to look to try and build up that scoreline. The current first place team, now with, again, one of those other teams below them out, they can really extend their lead over top of everybody else.
Let's continue to run it up, and that's what they're gonna hope to do. If there's one thing we know about this squad, is they will keep the pedal down to the metal until the final end of game number 3. And I think for this squad, who has seen so much success through weeks 1 and 2, they would like to be able to finish things here in week 3 without at least 1 dub to their name. So surely gonna look to try and lock in as far as that goes. Meanwhile, BH Prolonged trying to find a little bit of safety. It looks like they're getting chased down, though, on the edge of this map, as it's Galaxy and Jules looking to chase them down, as well as there's also another solo here, too.
Chainsaw coming. We'll see what Galaxy wants to do. Nice 2v1. Just pincer maneuver and didn't waste too much resources on the speed takedown. Prolonged. We talk about losing their teammate in Benji via vacation, and Jules and Galaxy are sensing this out, thinking somebody's there. The storm is safe enough to live in, but guess who's on the ridgeline?
Who else but Burger? I don't know if Eliminated is with them just quite yet, though. I think, yeah, right behind them, actually. Don't mind me. So we'll be Eliminated, who actually says, you know what, yeah, yeet, full send, boys, and they'll push right up on it. Big entry damage on the Galaxy, but Eliminated ends up falling. It's going to be up to Burger in the final 1v1, able to take out the number 3 squad, as they have now gone headhunting from the top of the lobby. And it looks like they should be able to get a full reset here as well.
Gonna throw him inside the safety of the bunker. Just smart play all around. Prolon still sits behind them in the storm, but I don't know that they're going to go for that third party. Only a solo, just trying to play for that placement. But a clean team fight, and I like how they played that, especially how fast they sent Eliminated in. Burger played it tactically. They said, look at Eliminated down in the low ground, and then we'll just 2v1 from high ground to low. And it's going to be a cracked overshield coming here as a resurrection van is hit.
I'll try and get more people back into it. Why not? Prolonged, you mentioned earlier, has to play things here as a solo. Just looking to try and heal back up before moving their way back in. It looks like there's a lot of activity down towards OXR here, as we'll tune in over that way. EJDGS does look like they've been able to get Cosmic Veo back into the mix here. And they're down by a couple of different squads. It does look like they're actually pulling away from the activity and maybe more prioritizing this end game position.
And talk about pulling away. This is actually a team that is pulling away from the rest of the teams in the scoreboard. They've got about a 30-point gap between them and the 5th place team. Getting to see some fights there on the edge of the screen. Lil P, the team that is chasing them. So some great elims coming through to take them down from Snowy and crew. Summit Academy getting involved as well for EJD. A nice 2v1 here. They just grab the pincer, grab the elim, but here comes Melakazama. VO's down. A nice Wrecker revolver shot will take them down low, but EJD cracks the overshield. They're gonna push into the building. Little do they know there's another player waiting, and they won't even make it out. Melakazama takes them down.
Oh, that's tough, third party to pull on up, but sometimes that is just how the cookie crumbles. You had mentioned how they're pulling up, though, into a house where there is a couple of players. Well, for Melakazama and Brennan Osama, it doesn't matter. They're just going to continue rolling. That is now 9 eliminations here as they're closing in on a top 10.
Great placement so far. They still have to deal with that #1 Lower Moreland team, who have been very dominant. It seems like a broken record, but one of them is down, eliminated, eating the dirt. It looks like the teammate may be able to clean it up. Prolon still out in the storm, surviving away on the minimal bandages that the inventory provided. It looks like, again, the duo, even though they drop one, they keep both alive, they hit the res, and eliminated is back up and healthy.
Back up and healing. Let's not call him healthy just quite yet, just in case anyone pulls up. But they should, now be fully healed up. And all right, 8 eliminations to their name as they continue to look to try and separate themselves from the rest of the pack. We had mentioned now game number 3 here was where they could look to try and re-extend, where they had kind of allowed South Fayette and Penn Trafford to close the gaps in the first 2 games here in week number 3. And with both of those 2 aforementioned teams gone, well, now they get to just kind of vibe. You can even see on the map, there's really no one around them. The lobby's going to kind of eliminate itself out here.
There's a ton of teams down south as well, and they're just going to take their spot outside Supernova Academy. You've got some height there. The flag has already been taken, so you can't grab that extra bit of juice from the resources it provides you, but there's 3 players in the area. We'll see what Burger and Eliminated really want to do.
Something tells me if they hear shots around the corner, they're going to push it. That's for sure, because I would imagine with knowing they've taken out the top 2 squads, they're going to feel pretty confident about their chances with any fight they take at this point. 11 teams left, 16 squads, or 16 players left, and it lets you know we do have a handful of solos. Summit Academy, not one of them, but they do got the whip, and they're just chilling on this outside of the storm. Melakazama and Brennan Osama back as a duo, as they're still looking to try and continue to see if they can add a win to their tally.
They've had a really good game, and so has Prolon, who actually picked up the med mist, a full 150 tally. Joined alongside the last call, a chance to win some 1v1s, and I think for Prolon and crew, they're going to be a team that's going to be looking to bounce back in weeks to come, only as a solo, and still sticking themselves in a spot where they're in the top 6 of the overall leaderboard has to feel good. Stale Sun and Launch Wolf, though, another top team here. With that horizontal spread, they'll take up some space in Supernova Academy.
Pull on up and see if they can chase down Boasar. Is inside this building as well, as pushed to the low ground, though, as it seems like Launcher Wolf thinking maybe they pushed up high. You'll see up in that top left-hand corner, the elimination feed will start to go kind of crazy. I mean, there's only 3 players inside of where the zone is heading. There's a lot of teams that will need to fight their way on in, including this Summit Academy solo, who has Burger and Eliminated chasing them down here. They will be able to use the Porta Bunker to be able to build a little bit of extra cover. They will also have another duo that's pulling up here as well.
So many players in the area. This is where Eliminated and Burger have to be careful. We've seen them time and time again take fights, but if they're dropping a member, that could be easily finished off. They're charging the bunker, and it looks like they'll just get that cleanup, a nice little loot refresh. They've already taken down Melakazamo and that duo. They've been headhunting every single top team row after row. As the bombs start to fall overhead, Harmony Hill is where this zone is pulling to, a little bit more down southern and a little bit away from the duo of Burger and Eliminated.
They're going to actually counter-rotate. They're pushing out into the storm. They know that there's people that still have to fight their way on in, and they're feeling confident about being able to pick up more points. They want to be able to pick up the scraps to some of these fights they're heading in on the outside. Here's Burger taking to the sky over towards West Green. Pioneer number 2 is still alive, as they will have that chainsaw to try and rotate. Only problem is there's not much cover to play around. One last shot, and there it goes. Another elimination for Burger and eliminated. They're up to 13 here.
Oh, incredible game after starting a little bit slow, chasing down the Willie duo. Pro Lawn taking some storm damage, but we'll get safely back inside as the Metro War crew are safely up to the high ground of OXR HQ. This is one of the longest zones we've actually had, and it's going to get tinier and tinier as it pulls away from that mountainous high ground. Summit Academy chilling out in the car, that extra bit of cover destroyed.
Unfortunately, you won't have that car at your disposal for the rotate, but at least it gave you that little extra cover for those first couple of shots. Metro War 16 just going to try and put some warning shots and keep this team at bay. The problem for them here, they've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, and they will have, I think it's a solo. Chaser 1800 right in front of them. The good news, Chaser 1800 also a solo, so probably won't look to take an engagement all the way out here. But the two of them, as they rotate in, there's a couple of duos already over here that are going to just basically get to try and zone them out.
Launcha Wolf and crew in a really good spot to finish off this game. Chaser's going to fly right to the edge of that storm, trying to eat the edge of it so they can find an early spot. But the problem is this spot is down. Oh, I was going to say on the low ground, a nice little tree. But unfortunately, I think Eliminated Burger saw that and may be looking to destroy that tree here soon.
And you want to cover isn't going to be safe for very long, and they got plenty of ammo to fire off that way. However, not necessarily a super threatening position, especially as you do have both Metro War and Summit Academy also trying to find their way on in. It's a couple of shots as Metro War will take to the sky, and while they do have plenty of ammo, like I had mentioned, I don't know if it's worth the shots across, because I don't think you're going to pick up the elimination, and unfortunately, at the end of the day, all you're doing is lightening them up for someone else to pick up the elim. But as I say that, eliminated from distance, Beams Boastar.
They're one of 3 duos left here in this zone. 2 solos as the chase down coming from Eliminated. This time won't need to get in the passenger seat before they rip the armor from the car. Summit Academy trying to play in the edge line. They have to jump out of the car and straight to the hands of the Wrecker Revolver from Eliminated. The slide tackle takedown earns them their 15th elimination, and Burger makes it an even 16.
Ooh, they are rolling here. Final 6 players left alive, and one other duo is, well, right now on the far outside is our top squad, as they're just going to continue to look for these easy pickings. Meanwhile, Launcha Wolf and Stale Sun, the other duo, kind of have a different approach. They're already inside this zone. They see Chaser 1800, one of the solos, trying to close their way on in, and oh, hold on a second. Here's Burger actually on the backside, has the Portafort, but is separated away. It might be an opportunity here for Launcha Wolf and Stale Sun, but quick throw down, and they'll Portafort again.
Burger takes a few chip damage shots. Into the backline is Metro War 16, just a solo, and can't get up to the tree in time. Wrecker Revolver from Launcha Wolf takes down their 4th. Burger is taking a ton of chip damage here, but Stale Sun is knocked. A 2v1v1, and Eliminated is coming in. Flying with the Wrecker Revolver. Doesn't even need the last call. Launcha Wolf goes for the dagger, but they're sliced to bits. Chaser 1800, the only player standing between Burger and Eliminated, between another victory royale for Lower Moreland.
Feels like this should be a dubski. I think Chaser 1800 realizing that the task is monumental. I mean, a 1v... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Eliminated is out here, and maybe if you can land yourself a lucky headshot or 2, and instead it's Chaser taking up to the sky, and this should just be easy. Well, I was going to say easy pickets. Hold on. Chaser will have a rock to be able to play behind, and maybe, just maybe, might be able to pull off the miracle. It's the Scooby Snacks to be able to heal a little bit, but it's only up to 43. Burger pushes right on down and takes him out, and it'll be Burger and Eliminated, pulling off the dubski in Game 3.
A little bit slower day for game number 1 and game number 2, but the bounce back performance, they swung for the fences. The Elims were phenomenal, and even though they lose half of their duo constantly throughout that game, it is their ability to work off of each other and work those end zones. They just had a hit list that they went down every single top team and took them down. That's going to be a huge point extension on their already pretty nice lead.
If you've ever wondered what Run It Down looks like in Fortnite, just go back and watch their POV there in game number 3. That's exactly what they did. You mentioned at the beginning of the game, they mentioned our producer in the chat to say, hey, we're going to turn things up at the start, and they did not disappoint. And you know, at the start of things today, Llama, we talked about how there was these 3 teams at the top of the leaderboard that had kind of separated themselves from the rest. Well, they all walked away with dubs, I do believe, on the day, which kind of goes to prove how much they've been able to really kind of separate themselves. But what I do like is everyone's still getting involved at the top of the leaderboard. And while, yeah, Eliminated and Burger in game number 3 were basically able to almost re-extend their lead back out to what they started on the day, the threat from both South Fayette and Penn Trafford lets you know that these last 3 weeks are still far from done.
Yeah, and I mean, we've still got playoffs around the corner. That's always going to be fun. And even after that, we're a far ways away from lifting a state title. We've still got spring on the other side of things, too. So it's all just practice for these teams to learn and get better and playing against some of the best competition they're going to find. We talked about it. We've got multiple Unreal players in the lobby. We've got high-ranked players through and through, and a bunch of different play styles really coming to clash in this no-build setting. I also really like that we got to see Launch a Wolf, who is their team has been silently racking up some points via placement, showing they can team fight there towards the end, and earning a nice placement is going to feel good.
Definitely got to feel good for them. Definitely worth mentioning. So we're halfway through the season here at Fortnite, and I think actually halfway through the semester as far as our regular season across all of our titles outside of Overwatch because of the holiday weekend last weekend. So if it's your first time through over here on the Esports Company Twitch channel, they haven't already done so, make sure you hit that follow button down below. Turn those notifications on, because not only do we have high school action over here Monday through Thursday, we've got our Night Owl streams as well, where you get to catch in on some collegiate action as well. But we are just about wrapped up on the day. But before we get out of here, Llama, I got to make sure we're giving a big shout out to the man behind the curtains, giving us the views and the vibes on the day, Nick NCS, pressing the buttons, because you and I, we get to get excited about pixels, but without Nick, honestly, especially on Fortnite days, doing a lot, setting up the lobby, running the scoreboards. I mean, really doing the job of a couple of people here and holding it down on their own. So big shout out to Nick NCS. Big shout out to all of our teachers and staff at all of our schools as well that allow for our students to have an opportunity like this as far as at the scholastic level. But we appreciate y'all tuning in today. And until we do get to catch y'all back for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard, love hard. All right, y'all, that's Llama. I'm Q. For the rest of the crew here from the front to the back, y'all have a great rest of your week. Peace.
Running around like dollars in the wind. Bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in.
생각해 또 나도 몰라 what did I do so wrong 다 비슷하게 살아가는데 꿈은 이뤄지는 게 아니라 꾸는 거라 생각하며 살아왔지 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어 진짜 잘해 이젠 나도 할래 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 Sometimes I don't know what to do am I doing it right 마냥 나이만 먹어가는 걸까 다 잘하는 사람이 되고 싶어 똑같이 하는 건 재미가 없잖아 아무것도 아닌 나에겐 누가 말해줬지 진짜 원하면 언젠간 되지 말만 잘하는 사람이 되기 싫어 진짜 잘해 이젠 나도 할래 I'm gonna be a legend We're gonna be a legend 우리가 해냈다고 다 고개를 끄덕일 수 있게 Gonna be a legend Gonna be a legend 그때까지 나랑 같이 갈래 손을 잡아줘 이젠 해낼 수 있어 믿어볼래 이젠 해낼 수 있어 I'm gonna be a legend It's yours to leave.